Madeline stared at the elegant ivory envelope in her hand, her fingers trembling as she tore it open, expecting the familiar warmth of family inclusion. Instead, the words inside hit like a freight train. "We're sorry, but we've decided it's best if you don't attend." Her sister's wedding invitation, paid for entirely by Madeline's savings, wasn't for her. It was a polite rejection, a family decree that her life with Athena was unacceptable, leaving her standing alone in their cozy Seattle apartment, heart shattering into pieces she didn't know how to mend. The shock rippled through her like ice water, freezing her in place. How could Emily do this? Madeline had wired the money last month. $50,000, every penny scraped from overtime shifts at the law firm. Sacrifices she'd made without a second thought because family was supposed to mean everything. But now, as she crumpled the letter, the truth clawed at her. Her love for Athena had cost her more than money. It had exiled her from her own blood. Athena walked in just then, her keys jingling softly as she dropped her bag by the door. She took one look at Madeline's face and froze. "Miss, what's wrong?" Her voice was steady, but Madeline could see the worry etching lines around her eyes. Athena, always the rock, the one who held them together when the world pushed back. They'd met 3 years ago at a charity event in Portland, where Athena's sharp wit and unyielding passion for social justice had drawn Madeline in like a moth to flame. Now, as Madeline handed her the letter, she watched Athena's expression shift from confusion to fury. "This is bullshit," Athena muttered, crumpling the paper further. "After everything you've done for them? Your parents must be behind this." Madeline nodded, sinking onto the couch, her mind racing through memories. Growing up in conservative Tacoma, she'd always been the dutiful daughter, the one who excelled in school, landed the scholarship to NYU, and sent money home every month. But coming out at 25 had shattered that illusion. Her parents' silence had been deafening, punctuated only by occasional Bible verses texted in passive-aggressive bursts. Emily, her little sister by 5 years, had been the bridge until now. Madeline's thoughts swirled in turmoil. Why did I think money could buy acceptance? It was a naive hope, born from desperation to keep the family ties intact. She'd hidden her pain from Athena, pretending the occasional snubs didn't sting, but this was a knife twist. "I should call her," Madeline whispered, pulling out her phone. Athena placed a hand on her arm. "Are you sure? This might blow up." But Madeline dialed anyway, her pulse thundering. The line rang twice before Emily picked up. "Maddie? Hey." Emily's voice was tentative, laced with guilt. Madeline didn't waste time. "What the hell, Em? I paid for your entire wedding, the venue, the flowers, even the damn cake, and you send me this? It's best if I don't attend?" There was a pause, heavy with unspoken words. "It's not me, Mads. Mom and Dad. They said if you come with Athena, it'll cause a scene. Aunt Karen and Uncle Bob are coming, and they're so traditional. I didn't want drama on my day." Madeline's chest tightened. "So that's the price? My happiness for your perfect picture? And what about my drama? My life?" She shot back, voice cracking. Emily sighed. "You know how they are. They've been praying for you, hoping you'd change. I love you, but I can't fight them on this. Not now." The words landed like blows. "Change?" As if her love was a phase, a mistake to be corrected. Madeline hung up, tears streaming. Athena pulled her close, but even that comfort felt tainted now. How much more would she have to lose? The decision loomed. Confront the family or walk away forever. But walking away meant abandoning Emily to their parents' narrow world. And confrontation risked everything she'd built with Athena. That night, sleep evaded her. Madeline lay awake, replaying every family dinner where she'd bitten her tongue, every holiday where Athena was conveniently busy. The internal battle raged. Am I selfish for loving who I love? Or are they cruel for demanding I deny it? By morning, resolve hardened. She booked a flight to Tacoma. "I'm going alone," she told Athena, "to talk sense into them." Athena's eyes darkened. "And if they don't listen? What then?" Madeline had no answer, but the drive to fight burned brighter than the fear. Arriving at her childhood home, the familiar red brick facade mocked her. Her mother opened the door, surprise flickering before settling into disapproval. "Madeline, we weren't expecting you." No hug, no warmth, just that judgmental stare. Inside, her father sat in his armchair, newspaper in hand. "What's this about?" he grumbled. "Madeline didn't sit. Emily's wedding. The one I funded. Why am I not welcome?" Her mother glanced away. "You know why. Bringing that woman. It's not right. What would people say?" The words ignited her. "That woman is Athena, the love of my life. And people? Since when do we live for Aunt Karen's opinion?" Her father's face reddened. "The Bible says." Madeline cut him off. "The Bible says love thy neighbor. But you can't even love your daughter." The argument escalated, voices rising, old wounds reopening. Her mother cried, her father stormed out. By the end, Madeline left with nothing resolved, only deeper scars. Back in Seattle, Athena waited, but Madeline's doubt crept in. Was fighting worth the endless pain? The days blurred into a haze of resentment and reflection for Madeline. She threw herself into work, drafting legal briefs until her eyes burned, anything to drown the echo of her parents' words. But Athena noticed the distance growing, the way Madeline flinched at casual touches, as if affection itself was now a liability. "Talk to me," Athena urged one evening over takeout Thai. Madeline poked at her pad. "CW, appetite gone. What's there to say? My family's chosen their side. Maybe I should just let Emily have her day without me." Athena set down her fork, her gaze piercing. "And let them win? Erase us like we're some dirty secret." The tension crackled between them. Madeline knew Athena's history. Disowned by her own family in Boston for coming out in college, she'd built her life from scratch, becoming a fierce advocate for LGBTQ rights at the nonprofit where she worked. Athena's strength was inspiring, but right now it felt like pressure. "It's not about winning," Madeline replied, voice low. "It's about surviving. I've already lost so much." The internal conflict tore at her. Loyalty to family versus loyalty to self. She'd always prided herself on being the peacemaker, the one who smoothed edges. But peace at what cost? That night, a call from Emily shifted everything. "Mads, I need to see you. Alone." They met at a neutral coffee shop in Tacoma, the air thick with unspoken regrets. Emily looked radiant in her pre-wedding glow, but her eyes were shadowed. "I'm sorry about the invitation, but there's more." She hesitated. "Mom found out you paid for everything. She's furious, says it's tainted money from your lifestyle." Madeline's stomach dropped. Tainted? As if her hard-earned dollars carried some moral stain. "So what now? You giving it back?" Emily shook her head. "We can't. The deposits are non-refundable. But Dad wants me to cut ties after the wedding. For good." The betrayal stung deep. Cut ties? After years of support, of being the big sister who covered tuition gaps and birthday gifts? Madeline's mind raced. Have I been a fool, enabling their bigotry with my silence? "Why tell me this?" she asked. Emily leaned in. "Because I don't want to lose you. But if you push too hard, they'll make me choose." Choose. The word echoed, forcing Madeline to confront her own choices. Back home, she confided in Athena, who paced the living room. "This is emotional blackmail. Emily's playing both sides." Madeline defended her sister instinctively. "She's trapped just like I was." But doubt seeded. Was Emily truly trapped or complicit? The argument with Athena escalated. "You're too forgiving," Athena accused. "They'll keep hurting you until there's nothing left." Madeline snapped back. "And what? Burn every bridge? That's your way, not mine." The words hung wounding. Athena stormed out, leaving Madeline alone with her regrets. The next week brought more turmoil. At work, a colleague's casual remark about family values voters triggered her, reminding her of the societal pressures closing in. Seattle was progressive, but echoes of national debates, bills targeting LGBTQ rights, made her feel exposed. Internally, she wrestled. Am I fighting for love, or just avoiding abandonment? Deciding to attend the wedding uninvited became her rebellion. She texted Emily, "I'm coming, with or without approval." Emily's reply was frantic. "Please don't. It'll ruin everything." But Madeline couldn't back down. She drove to the venue, a picturesque vineyard outside Tacoma, heart-pounding. Parking discreetly, she slipped in through a side entrance, blending with guests. The ceremony was beautiful, Emily glowing in white, but Madeline's presence went unnoticed at first. Then during the reception her mother spotted her. "What are you doing here?" she hissed, pulling her aside. "You're not welcome." The confrontation drew eyes. Her father joined, face thunderous. "Leave now, or we'll have security escort you." Madeline stood her ground. "I paid for this. I deserve to be here." Whispers spread, guests staring. Emily approached, tears welling. "Mads, why?" The pain in her sister's voice cracked something in Madeline. Was this worth humiliating Emily on her day? But retreating felt like surrender. "Because I'm family," she said. "Whether you like it or not." Security arrived, gently but firmly leading her out. As she drove away, humiliation burned. The price of defiance. Public rejection, a wedge driven deeper. Back in Seattle, Athena was waiting. Anger softened to concern. "You went alone?" Madeline nodded, breaking down. "I had to try." But the attempt had backfired, isolating her further. Athena held her, but Madeline wondered. How many more stands can I make before I break? The decision to distance herself from her family loomed, but it meant grieving the sister she loved. Emily's text came later. "I'm sorry, but I can't talk to you anymore." The cut was clean, devastating. Madeline's world narrowed to Athena, but even that felt fragile now. Isolation wrapped around Madeline like a vice, squeezing tighter with each passing day. Work became her refuge, but even there the strain showed. Missed deadlines, sharp retorts to colleagues. Athena tried to bridge the gap, suggesting therapy, but Madeline resisted. "I don't need a stranger picking at my wounds," she said, though inwardly she knew the truth. Admitting the depth of her hurt meant facing how much she'd sacrificed for a family that didn't reciprocate. The moral quandary gnawed. Was cutting ties righteous self-preservation, or cowardly escape? An unexpected call from her Aunt Karen disrupted the fragile calm. "Madeline, we need to talk about Emily." Aunt Karen, the family matriarch, had always been the voice of reason. Code for unyielding tradition. They met at a diner in Tacoma, the fluorescent lights casting harsh shadows. "Your stunt at the wedding was disgraceful," Aunt Karen began. "You embarrassed everyone." Madeline's temper flared. "Embarrassed? I was the one thrown out like trash." But Aunt Karen leaned in. "Emily's struggling. The marriage is already rocky. Her husband's family is whispering about the drama." The revelation hit hard. So my exclusion rippled outward, damaging Emily's new life? Guilt mingled with anger. "That's on Mom and Dad, not me." Aunt Karen shook her head. "It's on you for choosing that path. But Emily misses you. If you end things with Athena, maybe we can fix this." The ultimatum was clear. Sacrifice love for family reconciliation. Madeline's mind reeled. Betray Athena to reclaim my place? The thought was poison, but the lure of belonging tempted her weary heart. Driving back, she weighed the options. Athena had been her anchor, but the constant battles wore them down. That evening, over dinner, Madeline broached it vaguely. "What if we took a break? Just to see?" Athena's fork clattered. "A break? Because of them." The accusation hung heavy. "You're letting them win, Mads. After everything we've built." Tears flowed as they argued, voices raw. Athena's pain mirrored Madeline's. "I left my family for this life. Don't make me regret it." Madeline backpedaled, but the seed of doubt was planted. Internally, the storm raged. Am I strong enough to choose love over blood, or will loneliness force my hand? Days later, Emily reached out secretly via email. "I need advice. Marriage isn't what I thought." They met covertly in a park, Emily glancing over her shoulder. "Husband's great, but the pressure. Everyone expects perfection." Madeline saw her own struggles reflected. "That's what happens when you hide parts of yourself," Emily confessed. "I envy you sometimes. Free to love who you want." The irony twisted. Envy? While I'm exiled. But it sparked empathy. "Then stand up for me," Madeline urged. Emily hesitated. "I can't. Not yet." The meeting ended in stalemate, but it ignited Madeline's resolve to push harder. She confronted her parents again, this time with a letter, pouring out years of hurt demanding acceptance. The response was silence, then a call from her father. "Stop this nonsense. You're tearing the family apart." The blame shifted to her, fueling her rage. Was I the villain for existing authentically? Athena, sensing the shift, proposed a getaway to clear their heads. A weekend in the Oregon coast. But even there, tension simmered. Walking the beach, Athena stopped. I feel you pulling away. Is it them? Madeline admitted the aunt's offer. Athena's face crumpled. You considered it? The betrayal cut deep. I thought we were in this together, Madeline pleaded. I was desperate. But I choose you. Yet the damage lingered, trust frayed. Back home, a bombshell dropped. Emily filed for annulment. Whispers reached Madeline through mutual friends. The wedding fallout had exposed cracks, her husband's intolerance mirroring the family's. Emily called, sobbing. It's all falling apart because of the drama you caused. Madeline's heart broke. Blamed again? But she saw the truth. Emily's choices had led here, not just hers. No, Em. It's because you let fear rule. The conversation turned heated, accusations flying. Emily hung up, leaving Madeline to grapple with the cost. Her actions had freed Emily from a mismatched marriage, but at the price of deeper family rifts. The moral ambiguity weighed heavy. Did my defiance help or harm? Athena comforted her, but Madeline wondered if their relationship could withstand more storms. As weeks passed, she threw herself into advocacy, joining Athena at protests, channeling pain into purpose. Yet the internal scars remained, questioning every decision. The path forward was unclear, but retreat was no longer an option. Madeline's awakening came in fragments, pieced together through sleepless nights and heated debates with herself. Joining Athena at a Seattle Pride event marked a turning point. Surrounded by stories of resilience, she saw her struggle mirrored in others. But the high faded when a family friend called, relaying her mother's breakdown. She's in therapy, blaming herself for losing you. Guilt surged. Am I responsible for their pain? Or are they for mine? The ethical tightrope stretched thin. Deciding to extend an olive branch, Madeline invited her parents to coffee in neutral territory. They showed stiff and guarded. We miss you, her mother admitted, eyes downcast. Her father added, but we can't condone your choices. Madeline pushed. My choice is love. Athena makes me happy. The discussion circled, old arguments resurfacing. Society isn't ready, her mother said. Madeline countered. Society changes when people like us stand firm. They parted without resolution, but a crack appeared. Her mother hugged her goodbye, a first in years. Hope flickered, but reality crashed in. Emily, post-annulment, moved back home, aligning deeper with their parents. A family intervention ensued via video call. We want you back, Mads, Emily said. But without Athena. The ultimatum again, this time collective. Madeline's resolve wavered momentarily. Sacrifice for unity? But Athena's face, etched with fear of loss, steeled her. No. I won't deny who I am. The call ended in tears and slammed connections. The price? Permanent estrangement? Internally, Madeline dissected her motives. Was pride driving her or principle? Athena, sensing the toll, suggested couples counseling. We're strong, but this is eroding us. Sessions revealed cracks. Madeline's resentment toward Athena for pushing confrontation. Athena's fear of abandonment. I feel like I'm competing with your ghosts, Athena confessed. Madeline realized her indecision was hurting the one person who'd never wavered. The therapy unearthed buried traumas, forcing her to confront. How much damage had familial rejection inflicted on her self-worth? A betrayal from within compounded the chaos. At work, Madeline discovered a colleague, someone she'd confided in, had gossiped about her family drama, affecting a promotion. The sting of societal judgment reignited her fire. She filed a complaint, standing up publicly, but it cost alliances. Home felt like the only safe haven, yet even there arguments flared. Maybe we need space, Athena said one night after a blow-up. Madeline panicked. Lose her too? No. We're fighting through this. But the words felt hollow. Emily's next move was a dagger. She started a blog, anonymized but obvious, decrying lifestyle choices that destroy families. Reading it, Madeline felt exposed, violated. Was this revenge for the wedding fallout? Confronting Emily via text. How could you? Emily replied. I'm just being honest. You chose this path. The hypocrisy burned. Honest? While hiding behind screens. Madeline's response was scathing, severing the last thread. The loss ached, but it clarified. Blood didn't guarantee loyalty. Turning to Athena, Madeline vowed change. No more half measures. I'm all in. They attended a support group, sharing stories, finding solidarity. But societal pressures persisted. A news cycle on anti-LGBTQ legislation triggered anxiety. Madeline lobbied locally, channeling hurt into action, but exhaustion set in. Internally, is the fight endless, or does victory come in small wins? A reconciliation attempt with her parents failed when they demanded she pray away her feelings. The finality hit. Some bridges burn irreparably. Athena's job offer in New York added complexity. It's a promotion, but I won't go without you. The decision loomed. Uproot for a fresh start, or stay tethered to pain? Madeline weighed the trade-offs. Leaving meant abandoning any hope of family mending, but staying risked stagnation. Let's go, she decided, embracing the unknown. Packing unearthed memories, old photos, letters, stirring nostalgia and resolve. The move symbolized rebirth, but the cost was leaving roots behind. As they prepared, Emily reached out one last time. I'm sorry. Maybe someday, Madeline replied. Someday starts with acceptance. The exchange offered closure, but scars remained. In New York, new challenges awaited, adjusting to the pace, building community, but with Athena it felt possible. Yet doubts lingered. Had her choices been right, or merely survival? The journey had demanded everything, reshaping her into someone stronger, yet forever marked. Settling into their Brooklyn apartment brought a fragile peace for Madeline and Athena. The city buzzed with possibility, a far cry from Tacoma's stifling familiarity. Madeline landed a job at a progressive firm, advocating for marginalized clients, turning personal pain into professional purpose. But echoes of the past haunted her. Random calls from unknown numbers, likely family probes, left her unsettled. Internally, have I truly escaped, or just relocated the battle? Athena thrived in her new role, but the strain of their history showed in quiet moments. Do you regret any of it? She asked one evening on their fire escape, city lights twinkling below. Madeline pondered. Regret funding the wedding? Confronting the family? Choosing love over blood? Some days, yes. But it led here. Their bond deepened through honesty, but the moral debates persisted. Was severing ties ethical, or a failure of forgiveness? A surprise visit shattered the calm. Emily appeared at their door unannounced, looking haggard. I left home. Couldn't take the hypocrisy anymore. The revelation stunned. Emily, the golden child, rebelling? They talked for hours, Emily confessing her blog was born of confusion, not malice. Seeing you stand up inspired me but scared me too. Madeline's heart thawed. Inspiration amid destruction? But trust was tentative. Why now? Emily admitted. Mom's illness. Cancer. She wants to see you. The news hit like a wave. Cancer? Her mother's vulnerability humanized the monster of rejection. The dilemma tore at Madeline. Return to forgive or protect her peace. Athena advised caution. Don't go back unless you're ready. But the pull of duty was strong. Flying to Tacoma, Madeline braced for confrontation. At the hospital, her mother looked frail, regret in her eyes. I'm sorry, Madeline. For everything. Tears flowed as they talked, her mother's fears rooted in upbringing, societal norms. I was wrong. Her father lingered in the background, softened but silent. Emily mediated, pushing for unity. But Madeline set boundaries. Acceptance means including Athena. The family nodded, a tentative truce. Back in New York, she debriefed with Athena. It's a start. Yet skepticism lingered. True change or desperation? The visit unearthed buried emotions, forcing Madeline to question. Can forgiveness coexist with self-protection? Highs and lows followed. Her mother's recovery brought cautious calls. Awkward but progressing. Emily moved to Seattle, seeking independence, their sisterhood rebuilding slowly. But societal backlash persisted. A hate mail campaign after Madeline's op-ed on LGBTQ rights tested her resolve. Athena stood firm. We're in this. Their relationship, forged in fire, emerged stronger, but not unscathed. Madeline reflected. Every decision carried a price. Lost years, emotional scars, but also gains. Authenticity, love, purpose. As months turned to a year, Madeline wrote her own story anonymously, sharing the turmoil to help others. Responses flooded: support, criticism, sparking debates on family versus self. Internally, she concluded, the right path is rarely clear, but inaction costs more. With Athena by her side, she faced the future, aware that battles continue. In the end, Madeline's journey posed a profound question. Was cutting toxic ties an act of courage, or a necessary betrayal to claim one's truth?